Alright, so I'm going to run down what I consider the top 5 worst UR memories in Ultra Impact. There's only a small handful of memories that I consider pretty bad, which is why we're only picking 5 for today's video. And honestly, you could make all of these URs work. It just really depends on the character it's equipped to, which is the reason why I think that it is hard to do a tier list for UR memories. For those that watch the top 10 UR memories list, if you are free to play, I recommend you not limit break all these UR memories, just in general. Like, keep multiple copies just because the initial effect is better than just limit breaking it once or twice, until you start gathering more and more UR memories so that you do have a diverse pick. But with that said, now that I answered one of the most asked out questions on that video, let's jump into it. It's going to be a nice short video, not much to explain for each UR memory. Thankfully, the database does have some of the UR memories that I want to talk about, so we do have a nice UI upgrade here. Shoutouts to the database. It doesn't have every single UR memory updated just yet, but we can patiently wait. The first one is Explosive Opening. This came out day 1, so this aged pretty poorly. Pretty much gives you a high field for 3 turns. Units already provide themselves high field if equipped to a 1A student, so there's already a restriction, and it fills plus Ultra Gauge by a certain amount of percentage at the start of the battle. I've already explained why I think some of the plus Ultra Gauge at the start of the battle kind of memories are pretty bad. I'll quickly explain it here right now. Plus Ultras for UR characters, or even some SR characters, kind of want to set up their skill chains first, their skills. For example, Blue Bakugo, you want to do a burn, so that your plus ultra gets that extra 50% damage, and in the long term, that's going to do more damage. Some units do benefit on plus ultraing at the start of the battle, I will say that, but if you look at it into a team composition, a team synergy, you can't have every single unit plus ultra on the first turn. It just doesn't make sense. One, you go last in PvP, and then number 2, if you don't get everybody a plus ultra at the start of the turn, all 3 characters, you lose synergy, where you either do 2 plus ultras and 1 skill chain, or you do the 1 normal attack for that 1 character and 2 plus ultras, or you do 1 plus ultra and then 2 skill chains, but then later on, that 1 character that you had to do the plus ultra will do a skill attack only by himself. So it mucks up the whole skill chain aspect of the entire game. You can get away with turn 2 plus ultra for sure. Turn 1 plus ultra is a little bit awkward. So with that explanation, it kind of makes sense for the rest of them, to be honest. This is just the biggest downfall, in my opinion, on these UR memories. The next one is the It's Your Turn one. Again, it's a plus Ultra Gauge increase by 80% for all allies. It is all allies, but you do have to drop underneath 20% HP, which is a very, very small margin. And then you gain grip for 1 turn, which doesn't really change too much. It's very hard to activate. Yes, it can be very clutch, and some units that have it inbuilt to their kits, it can be very clutch. But in terms of the other choices you could have, waiting for your HP to potentially drop under 20% HP is just too much reliability when you could get a 30% power increase, a 20% critical rate increase built into that, and start doing damage turn 1 instead of waiting all this time just to get what, potentially triple plus ultra. And of course, it is super expensive for VE Tower Shop, which is also a downfall. So it's just not worth it, in my opinion, to just buy this UR memory. There are even memories like the Amazing Corporation, the one with the Bakugo and the Jiro on the art, where it gives like 70% plus ultra. If you're looking for that, then just equip like 3 of them, and that's good enough. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. The number 3 spot, by the way, this is not ordered or anything like that, is the Lend Me Your Strength. Same thing. It's a start of turn, fill plus Ultra Gauge by 50%. And then when you drop underneath 50% HP or less, you get the auto heal, but only 10% for 3 turns. I think that is max stat. I could be wrong. This is just what the database is giving me. I'd assume it is max stats. Again, this auto heal isn't really relevant when you have Nejiri. You have healers that are like S tier, A tier, where you're having a healer on the team regardless. And then the Build Plus Ultra, like, again, you can get a better UR memory that does the same job and give you stats. The only benefit that this gives is the auto heal, essentially, compared to other UR memories. But with that said, you just have a healer on the team, and that works just wonders. There's an EX skill for your character that can give you some auto heal as well. Like, there's many different routes to get auto healed out these days, or just even instant HP, that it's not worth it, in my opinion. And then the last two aren't unfortunately in the database, so I had to get the screenshots for them. We have the reliable partnership from the VE Tower shop. Essentially, it's just a glorified version of Highfield. The only benefit compared to a Highfield is that it does give it 10% plus Ultra Gauge to all allies. So that is a thing, but it's such a small gain that it's not really worth it again. Maybe if you want to put it in your supports, but again, really not worth it. And then you do have the restriction of being in a chain. So with plus Ultra Gauge, if you do get rid of like the synergy of skill chains, this becomes like a worse memory in general. And then the final one here is the Happy Hot Pot Party. I can see this one working decently well, but again, it's another plus Ultra Gauge increase. You have the 1A student restriction, which again, you can find plus Ultra Gauge increase without even a restriction. And then when a chain succeeds, you get a critical rate increase for 2 turns, maximum 5 times. Now, this does stack to a 30% crit rate for the second turn if you do that. Skill chain, if you do a second chain successfully. But again, it's not worth it. You can find UR memories that give a flat 30% crit rate regardless. And even if it has a restriction, most UR memories don't have like the hardest restriction in the world. And then this is limited to max 5 times. So if you're versing a longer battle, this effect will eventually expire, while some of the other UR memories that are better don't even have an expiry date, will always get critical rate. I don't know really when you would use this, other than trying to like full plus Ultra Gauge really fast. Like, this just is not a good effect at all. That's pretty much it. It was a nice short video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Remember to check out my top 10 UR memories list. I'll leave that link in the description. Make sure you check out my social medias links in the description as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell. We just hit over 80,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. And comment down below, all that good stuff. Until the next one, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace out.